guys, so today I'm going to do my 2016 makeup goals kind of recap. I don't think I ever made an official video. I couldn't find it, but I wrote it down in a notebook that's kind of been helping me with my resolutions and things like that. So I thought I would make a video about it so that I'm going to make one for I'm going to make a 2017 one, so I thought I would kind of show you what I did last year. So then when I show you my 2017 one, it will make a little more sense, I guess. So I wrote down, it's on this piece of paper, kind of my goals. It was in a notebook, and then I went through and kind of figured out what empties I had. So, and I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm trying something a little bit different. Just to see how it goes, because I'm not going to be showing any products, so I thought this would be a great video to like test out this lighting on. I'm wearing my glasses that I don't normally wear just because I'm going to be reading off this paper a lot, so I thought I would just show you. So my goal to have like number of products was about 200 to 225. That's what I wanted by this year, and I did not reach that goal in February. I got a package with 50 items in it. So if I hadn't got those 50 items and I used like about the same amount, I would have made that goal, because right now I have about 270 products in my collection. So the number I think I had about 260 or something, or 270. I didn't move my number very much, but I did get rid of or use up around 50 products. And so I'll go into my goals for the next year, but I didn't meet that first original goal just because I did buy 50 makeup products that I didn't like. You paid like $10 and you got 50 makeup products. So a lot of them were like lip glosses or eyeshadows, things I didn't need, and I wouldn't have bought. But it was so fun to get it, and so I'm glad I did it, but it did make my numbers. So the first goal, there were 19 goals, was to use all of my face primers that I had at the beginning of 2016. And I had the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Primer. I had a sample of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and the Lancome La Base Hydro Glow. All three of those are gone, so that goal is finished, and now I just have one primer. It is a Maybelline primer, so I just have one, and I started with 3 and I used them all up. The second one was to use all my eye primers. Again, I did that. I had 2 at the beginning of 2016. It was the Urban Decay Primer Potion and the Benefit Stay Don't Stray primer, and I used both of those up. The next one was finish all my foundations. I had 4 foundations at the beginning of 2016. The L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid to Powder Foundation. I had an Almay Smart Shade Smart Balance and an Almay Just Smart Shade. Both of them were in light medium. And then I had a Neutrogena Healthy Skin. All 4 of those are gone. I now just have one foundation. My next one was to finish all concealers and finishing / decluttering, just because I'm trying to get better at like getting rid of things that don't work for me, or like decluttering things that don't work for me. I'm still definitely in that learning process, but so far I did use all of those. I think the Benefit, if I remember correctly, the Benefit Stay Don't Stray Primer had gone bad. So these are ones that are not, as long as they're not in my collection, they count towards these numbers, I guess, if that makes sense. Finish all concealers. I had the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer and Highlighter in Fair. I had e.l.f. HD Concealer in Brightening, the e.l.f. HD Concealer in Fair, the Hard Candy Stick Concealer. I know I just got rid of that one. The other ones I used them up. And then the CoverGirl and Olay Under Eye Concealer. All of those are done, and I have just the Benefit Bling Concealer in my collection right now. So that's how a lot of my numbers went down, is in these categories. My goal was to finish 2 BB creams, and I did. I finished the L'Oreal Age Perfect BB Cream in light medium. That was a full size. And then I had the Marcel BB Cream in Golden Glow. That was a mini. I'm really close to finishing my one from Kula. and that's my like holy grail. That's what I'm going to repurchase, so I'm about to repurchase it. So I almost finished up 3, and then the 4th one that I have I'm still working on. That's definitely going to be a goal. I did start with 4. The next category was to finish up 3 highlighters, and I wrote down 5 highlighters that I finished just because there were some like sample ones and things. So I finished up 2 Benefit What's Up, the little ones, and then I finished up a Well People Bio Brightening Stick sample. It was in a pot. It still had quite a bit, but I finished up that. And the e.l.f. Baked Blush in Pinktastic. If you're watching my project pan, you might be confused. But part of that had broken off and was in a container, so I finished the container of it. I still have quite a bit left in the actual, like the container it came in, but like half of it had broken off and was in a different container, so I finished that container. So again, not a full one. And then the other one I finished was the Balm Cindy Luminizer. Again, it was a sample that I got in my Birchbox. So again, even though like, that's why I listed all 5 of those, because even though my goal is to finish up 3 highlighters, since they were a lot of them were samples or smaller sizes, that's why I included all of them, so I'm going to count that I did finish 3 highlighters. The next one was to finish the e.l.f. 144 eyeshadow palette. That was my Pan palette for 2016, which I did. I'll try and link the finale down below, but I did finish that one. So that was super exciting. The next one was to finish 3 cream eyeshadows, and I did do that. I finished 2 cream or Revlon Illuminates eyeshadow kind of quads in Seashells and Precious Metals. I finished 3 color tattoos all the way. The Toughest Taupe, Bad to the Bronze, and Pomegranate Punk. And then the Audacious Asphalt is one that I ended up just decluttering, getting rid of. So again, I finished over 3 cream eyeshadows, and that was a category I definitely wanted to downsize, and I have. Still working on it, still need some work in that category, but I was really happy with it. And this was my first time ever doing these type of like year-long goals, just to see how many I used up, and it's good to know like how many I went through. The next one, number 9, was to finish 1 single. I don't believe I finished a single eyeshadow, like it just like a single form. I don't think I did that. So I was trying to look at like my makeup inventory from last year, and then like what I have it now, and I couldn't find one that I used up. There's a possibility that I did, and I just can't remember it. But the second one, or like number 10, was to finish a duo, trio, or quad, and I actually finished up 2 quads. If you watched my October and November project pan, I believe these were in there. One was an e.l.f. quad in Drama, and one was in Butternut. Both of them were super close to being done, but both of those are now out of my inventory. So even though I didn't finish a single, I technically finished 2 quads. So I was still happy with that. That's why I put both of those on there, because my goal was to finish 1 single and 1 duo, trio, or quad on top of my 144 eyeshadow palette, and so I did that. I just didn't do a single. They're both quads, but neither of them have very much left. Like I said, if you watch my October, I believe it's my October and November project pan, you would have seen those. The next one was to finish 2 bronzers, and I finished 3 of them. The first one was the e.l.f. Golden Bronzer. The second one was the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer, so it had a blush and a bronzer in it. The third one was the Ulta Splendor and Bronzer. Again, had a blush and a bronzer in it. So then the next category was to finish 4 mascaras, and I was really proud of myself. Mascaras seem to last forever for me, and I don't know why, but I feel like I never get through them very quickly. But I ended up finishing 6 mascaras. Now some of these are really old, so when I tried them, they were just like years old. They were really dry, so I didn't like start and finish these in the year. These were just, all of these are ones that were in my, most of them I guess, were things that were in my collection at the beginning of the year and things that I finished throughout the year. This doesn't mean I finished like all 3 of those bronzers in 1 year. I had some wear on them. So the mascaras I finished was a sample of the Bad Gal, Benefit Bad Gal Last, 2 L'Oreal Voluminous Extra Volume Collagen Mascara, the Boots number 7 Volume mascara, the e.l.f. Volumizing Mascara, and the Maybelline Intense XXL Mascara. Yeah, and I finished 2 of the L'Oreal Voluminous. I'm not sure if I said that. So those were my mascaras that I finished. Again, more than 4, and I was really happy with it. I was trying to use some of them up. Like I said, some did go bad on me. That's why I am trying to work through my collection and not purchase anything. Number 13 was to finish 10 lip glosses. I did not do that. I finished 5, and I was really proud of that because I thought I was going to finish like 0. So I was proud that I finished 5. I finished the Laura Geller Air Whipped in Praline. That's going to be, I believe, in my December empties. Then I finished the Stila Lip Glaze in Lights. I finished the CoverGirl Wet Slicks Amazement in Toasted. I'm pretty sure I finished this one. I haven't gone through my lip glosses, but I had 2 of them. And then on my makeup inventory now, it just says I have 1. So, like I said, I will be doing a makeup inventory throughout the beginning of 2017. So definitely check that out. Because I might change it, but I didn't meet this category anyways. The 4th one that I finished was the C.O. Bigelow Mentha Lip Shine. It was just lip shine. And then by Liplicious, If the Tiara Fits, I believe I finished that as well. So I believe I finished 5 lip glosses. It might be 4. And I might have missed one. Like I said, this category is a ridiculous, ridiculous category. Like right now I have 48 lip glosses. That is ridiculous. So even though I did finish 4 or 5, that's definitely nowhere near what I wanted to. That's why I had 10, because I really do want to finish 10. And that's definitely going to be a goal of mine for the next year. The next category was lip balms. Again, a category I did terrible with. I wanted to finish 5. I finished 1, and it was the C.O. Bigelow Mentha Lip Shine. It was one that was almost gone anyways. So, I don't think I finished any others. Maybe 1 more. But like I said, nowhere near the 5 I wanted to finish. And then I gained some over Christmas this year. So I definitely need to work on that category. The number 15 was to finish 5 lipstick. I finished none. I definitely made some progress on some lipsticks, but I didn't finish any. And again, it's a category I actually gained some this year, and I don't want to do that. So my lip category in general is definitely going to be something that I'm going to focus on my monthly project pans. If you watch those, every month I pick certain products to focus on. Couple lip products will be in there, and I will be really focusing on it this year. That's going to be a huge goal. The next one is to finish 1 cream blush, and I did. It was the e.l.f. All Over Color Stick in Pink Lemonade. I believe most of these were in monthly project pans, like the foundations and things weren't, but now these were. Then to finish 4 powder blushes, and I did that. There were 2 from a palette. It was a pink one and a coral one that I had depotted. And all I know about the palette, it was by the brand Markwins, which I believe owns Wet n Wild. But I had that palette for such a long time ago. But I still had the pink and the coral blush left. Because I was looking at my inventory from the last year. And those are now gone, so I used both of those. And then both the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer and the Ulta Splendor and Bronzer both had a blush and a bronzer. So I'm counting them 2 because there were 2 sections of each of them. One was a blush, one was a bronzer, and I finished both of those. So those were my 4 technical powder blushes that I finished. And so I was happy about that. Blush is another thing that I was moving around a little bit, so I didn't get to use one all up. And I thought I used an e.l.f. one up, but I can't find it. And when I was looking at my inventories, kind of like comparing them, I can't find which one it would be. But I thought I used another one up. So I might have used up like 5, but the Markwin ones were a little bit smaller of blushes. My next one, number 18, was to finish 1 lip liner. Didn't touch lip liners, I believe, at all. So I didn't finish that. And number 19 was to finish 2 eyeliners. I finished the L'Oreal Telescopic Eyeliner. It was a liquid liner. And then I finished an e.l.f. cream eyeliner. My goal for this year is definitely going to be to finish up some pencil eyeliners. So like I said, there will be some makeup inventories coming up. And there'll be a 2017 makeup goals one. And some other videos, like end of the year videos. So definitely stay tuned, subscribe, like this video if you like it. Definitely let me know if you made any goals for 2016 and how they went. Like I said, I don't think I did an introduction video. I just wrote it for myself just to see. But I am really excited with what I was able to find that I did. But yeah, like I said, there will be another one of these for my 2017 goals coming up shortly. And I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.